Welcome back to Zach's Garage, everybody. In today's video, we are finally going to be painting the deck. So don't go anywhere. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I almost just got to take a deep breath now because those seat boxes in the front are done. They're finished. All the fiberglassing's done. What we're ready to do now is paint the deck. And I know I've said it a lot of times that we're almost ready, but now we actually are ready. So what I gotta do is pick up all this stuff in the boat, get it out of here, and then I'm gonna vacuum up real quick with the shop vac, and then we're just gonna go straight into painting it. And we're gonna do one layer first. Then we'll see what it looks after that, and that will reveal to me what high spots I need to sand back down before the next coat. So let's go ahead and get it cleaned up in here and then get to painting. Before we jump into painting, let me briefly go over with you guys what are the supplies I'm using for this job. First off, we're using a white gel coat paint. And to apply the paint, I'm going to be using my spray gun in order to get a real nice smooth finish. But in order to use this, I need to thin the paint using styrene monomer, mixing it in to 15%. Now for the very last coat, we aren't going to be using gel coat with wax added. Instead, we're going to be using a high gloss top coat additive called 27x1. And this will effectively accomplish the same thing as gel coat with wax by allowing the gel coat to cure properly, giving it a very hard, shiny finish. And as always, there will be links included in the description below for everything I'm using. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into painting. I was surprised that I only used about 5 cups of the gel coat paint doing that first layer. I was expecting it to take more than that. And something I didn't realize until after painting that first layer is how much texture there was on the deck from the fiberglassing. You can clearly see the chop strands underneath. And obviously we don't want that texture to show through in our finished deck. So to get rid of this texture, there's 2 things that we can do. One is sanding, and the second is using body filler. Now normally you would never use paint as a body filler. However, gel coat is different. It is meant to be applied in thick layers. And in this case, I have 5 gallons of white gel coat that I need to use. So I'm going to go ahead and use my white gel coat effectively as a body filler. So for this second layer, I am going to go ahead and switch from the spray gun to now using a roller to apply the paint, so that way we aren't thinning the paint at all and I'll be able to apply it in a very thick layer. So let's go ahead and get to rolling. Gotta say, rolling the paint on for the second layer worked pretty well. We were able to get a nice thick layer, and it did eliminate a lot of that fiberglass texture that was underneath. But now to get the texture even smoother, we're going to go ahead and sand the deck down before we put more paint on it.
One thing I did notice as I was sanding was that some of the high spots I was smoothing down actually sanded all the way through the paint and a little bit into the fiberglass. And this is perfectly fine because we're going to paint more layers on top of it, but now we've got the texture eliminated from those areas and they're smooth, which is what we want. I have to be brutally honest with you, sanding takes a long time. And to be truthful, if you really want to get a glass smooth surface, you can keep sanding for days and days. And this is the part where a lot of people are going to cut corners and lose their patience. But if you're really wanting to get that smooth finish, then putting in the time to do the sanding right is going to be worth it for you. But after this point, the process does become a bit repetitive. After you finish sanding, then you can paint another layer, and then you can sand another layer after that. And for me, I ended up doing a total of 4 layers of paint and 3 passes of sanding in between each layer. Now, in the end, I did not get my deck quite to a glass smooth texture, but I did get it pretty darn smooth, and I was more than happy with it. So that's when I decided to stop painting after 4 layers. And it took me over a week to do that.
But that is where we are going to end today's episode. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I want to give a huge thank you for 229 subscribers. You guys are amazing. And coming up in the next video, what we're going to be doing is rebuilding the gimbal housing and all of the bellows for the outdrive unit. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a tricky job. But that is it for today. I will see you guys next time.